Hello and welcome back. It is Sunday evening for me and sometime on Monday for you potentially. And that means it is time to check in with our 12-week year. I can't believe we're already into the second month of this, but we are. So let's go ahead and create our next week. Every week I keep meaning to put this check mark into the template, and every week I do not. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, next week I don't have to do that. Hooray. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at how week 5 went. It was a weird week for me. My daughter had a gymnastics meet on Thursday. I had mandatory volunteer hours for that on Wednesday because it was a home meet on Friday. I had 2 meetings and a doctor's appointment. So this week was kind of all over the place. I had to sit down and force myself to look at what I'd been accomplishing. And given the constraints of my week, I was actually doing okay. And then I kind of made up for it yesterday in some respects. We'll get into that here. Doing wrist rehab is really hard when you are out of the house, so I haven't been doing it quite as well as I would like to. We missed Tuesday and I was home. I've got no excuse. And Saturday, same thing. I have no excuse for why I didn't finish. I think I ended up getting to like 41% or something and not finishing. Yoga we did twice this week. Again, I was so sore on this day and super hyper focused honestly on Monday and Tuesday on getting a Notion template made. So I didn't. I need if I do it today we'll hit 100 and that will bring our average up here significantly. Let's try again. That's better. So I need to do yoga today so I can hit that 85%. I ended up planning my videos yesterday. Or today, I checked it off. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. And then, including today, I spent 4 days working on videos, which is great. I'm getting there. I'm still not ahead. I want to be, but we are above average here. And then, a lot of what I've been doing, again, is piano practice, transcription practice. But on Saturday, I actually worked on my musical. We'll talk about that more when we get into our weekly review. What's going well is, in some respects, my consistency with YouTube, my consistency with my musical. I feel like despite a really busy week, I'm kind of getting back onto the horse, so to speak, with putting time and investing in myself, figuring out what February looks like for me. I really was all over the place mentally and I've kind of calmed down. So that's going fairly well. I am not really hitting the leg and lead measures that I want, the leg measures that I want to yet. But our average completion rate, assuming that I do yoga today, and I will, I promise you I will, is pretty high. If we go into here, we can see that our average completion rate is 111% this week, which is pretty cool. What's not going well is, again, I'm not ahead on videos. I really want to be. I need to start batching those. I just need to set time aside on my calendar and do it. I put off working on my musical for much of the week, finally came back around to it and found it mostly easier than I thought it would be. I revised the entire first act and the first 2 scenes of Act 2. I didn't finish the way that I had hoped to, but I am getting there. I have ideas. I'm almost done, but I want to send it by somebody who did watch the whole performance to make sure that they agree with the changes that I made before I go and send it on to my friend who is an acting professor. I don't think I have any tactics changes for this week. My wrist stuff is getting easier. We're not there yet, but so I think I need to keep up with the exact same ones. Nothing is getting so easy that it feels pointless yet. So let's go ahead and go through, starting with my musical. I didn't do a great job keeping track of what I was working on this week, but I do want to write down what I did last night. So that's what I've done this week. These were the main tasks outside of working through MIDI transcription and so on. Those are the important things that I want to track. Unfortunately, the next scene and the end of this are going to be a little bit harder. And I have a little bit of revision to do on a song, and then I need to write the entire finale. I'm getting ideas. I really just need to sit down, set a timer, and see what I can get onto the page. It's really hard when most of your musical is like draft 3, draft 4, and you need to sit down and write draft 1. It's just this disconnect in your brain with anything that you're working on when the drafts don't align, to accept that you're not going to be writing as good as you have been because it is the first time you're writing it. So I'm a little bit behind on that. Like I said, this is going okay. We are not yet to a push-up, or obviously not to here. Cat-cow is feeling better every time I do it. I do feel like I can hold a plank now for at least a couple of seconds, that like yoga with Adriene like make you say I am strong, and I'm getting that external elbow rotation that is really important for support. So I do feel like I'm getting better access. It's just slow work. Although I was thinking that we're only 41 days for me into 2025 and I've accomplished so much. So I'm trying to remember that. This again has not been ideal in terms of leg measures. We didn't get any new subscribers again. This is at 349 though, which means that we should hit 350 next week as long as I get some views, which is really exciting. So the video work that I did was deciding to do some more writing videos. The video that I made last week wasn't even on my list. I did actually script this one, but I need to start batching. I need to start filming multiple videos in one day, just setting aside 2 hours and filming. It would make my life so much easier, and hopefully I would see a difference in my ability because I can then focus on editing. So that is where we're at with 5 weeks down, and what is that then? 7 weeks to go? So we're not even halfway through, and I do feel like I'm making significant progress toward those original goals. Let's go ahead and look at this. I am getting pretty far on a lot of these. The scheduling thing that I had, I still haven't done. So I really do need to do that. Everything else seems to be working. I completed a reading, so I'm on this part. I forgot that when I started this, there were songs I hadn't even finished yet. It feels like I started this year with giving the workshop, but I didn't. I did it 19 days into the year, and I had to finish songs to get there. So that's actually a great thing to review. I do feel like I'm getting worse at this right now, that I start to have like I don't know, that dip, right? Things get worse before they get better, and that's okay. I'm working right now on uploading a video consistently, and that is what really matters. I'm on step 2 out of 3 for the pre-yoga stuff, which is exciting here. I have formalized my system. I made it tracking easier than not tracking. Yeah, I'm doing all of that. It's actually really cool to go in and look at what I was thinking 6 weeks ago when I started my plan. Considering it took me 3.5 months to figure out how to template this in Notion in a way that would work for me. I'm really excited with how this truly is working for me. Just a quick reminder that if you like this template, if this style you think is something that would work for you, you can get 25% off using the code HWYT25 in my Notion Marketplace, which I'll link in the description. And I will see you this week with some writing tips about what's the worst thing that can happen is the wrong question to ask when you are writing. I will see you soon.